brother friends, and welcome to WrestleWolf's weekly wrestling podcast, where myself, Dr. Damien Gibson, and my co-host, Sir Matthew Kayfabe, just kind of shoot the shit about what's been going on in wrestling. Sometimes we come up with special episodes, and today is one of those episodes. But before we get into that, I will say hello to Sir Matthew Kayfabe. How you going, man?
Oh, hi, Doctor. How are you?
I'm good. I was just trying to. You had sent me through before, essentially the run sheet for the episode, which I've completely lost, which is why I started going and I couldn't do the sizzle reel for what was coming up on the show.
That's all right. I've been doing something on these podcasts for a while, on our WCW show and our AEW show, just waiting for you. I've tried to say hello to you in increasingly stranger and more robotic ways.
Yeah, and I haven't noticed at all.
And you've just been like. Anyway, let's now talk about John Tenta.
You should check out our last WCW episode to understand why that joke is painful for Matt and funny for everyone else. I may have been doing a little fantasy booking. Fantasy booking the Shark. Yes, please. Nowhere else will you find someone fantasy booking the Shark, John Tenta.
That is our guarantee.
Yeah, try and fucking follow that, Adam Blompied. Hey? What do we want to talk about? Do we want to talk about the news? Or do we want to tell the guys what we're going to do in this episode? What are we doing?
So I'm assuming we're going to sort of quickly get through where things are at, primarily on AEW. We've got a little bit of news, a real little bit of news. And then we're going to do a draft, a 15-person draft of AEW talents. The rules being you can pick a tag team as one. Mm-hmm. You can't pick Eddie Kingston and Mox as one because obviously that's an outrageous advantage to anyone. You can't pick a trio as one, but you can pick like Lucha Bros from Death Triangle as one.
Yeah. All right, cool.
You can't. That's our guarantee to you. This and basically, I think the conceit is that AEW has a second show coming up.
Yeah,
we're pretending if there was a draft, if there was a brand split, which let's hope there's not. In fact, there's not going to be a brand split, so who cares? These would be our rosters.
Yeah, but it would be a fun thing. So let's say that. So the news is. Do we want to go into the news of all that, or
well, let's go into the news? Sure.
Okay. So the big news, I think, from my point of view, this week is that AEW finally announced their second show, which we've kind of. Well, you've always been a big proponent of. I've been umming and ahhing about whether I think it's a good thing, but the news that came out this week, I think, is actually really good. That it's going to be on a Friday night. It'll be called Friday Night Rampage. It'll be on TBS, which also. Dynamite is moving to TBS as well, which is a slightly bigger channel than TNT, although a lot of people tried to jump to the conclusion that that wasn't the case. But that is the case. And also, they're getting a shitload more money from Turner Media and Warner Brothers to make the content. So yeah, essentially we had the discussion of like, wouldn't it be cool to like have a draft? I'll be the general manager. Do you want to be the general manager of Rampage, or do you want to be Dynamite?
I would like to be Rampage.
All right, cool. I'll be Dynamite.
Matthew Rampage Kayfabe.
So do we want to go through the other news stories? And then,
yes, but quickly just on this, what do you think they're going to do with the TNT title once they're off TNT?
They're keeping it the TNT title, apparently.
So it's not going to become the team. Like there's some cool stories you could tell where like someone steals and destroys the title and it comes back as the TBS. Like obviously the show's called Dynamite, so I guess they can be like, TNT is also another word for dynamite.
No, supposedly they're just going to keep it. But that they don't have any. Yeah, it's bizarre because you would think that this is why people call their belts the North American title or the Intercontinental Championship.
The problem is it's actually too prestigious to retire this belt. It's been held by Cody Rhodes, Brody Lee, Darby Allin, and now Miro. These are all like big stars. It's actually in many ways as equally as prestigious as far as names go as the world title. It's not the US title or the Intercontinental title where just Duke the Dumpster Drose has held it or whatever. Like it's just it's actually they do take care of their titles, so you can't really retire it because you're retiring and I think they'd want to keep the Brody Lee lineage as well.
I think that's probably why the name is staying the same as well, is because of Brody. Yeah. So, I've got
I can do news.
I've got some.
Oh, you've got news.
You go first, because I'll probably just have the exact same news as you anyway. You go.
All right, we've got the opening with Will Ospreys vacated the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship due to a neck injury. It's pretty shit.
He's doing such good work as a heel as well. Like he really was. I saw he put this thing on his Instagram where I don't know whether he purposely went outside of the stadium to for fans to see him, or he just happened to be walking in and fans saw him. But he this is the kind of kayfabe that I think should happen more, especially with social media, where he immediately turns his phone on and he starts yelling at these fans who are coming over and they're like, Will. He's like, get away from me, you leeches. We're in the middle of a pandemic, you fucking idiots, blah, blah, blah. And having seen Will down here, he's a nice dude. He's not just randomly screaming at people. So there's very obviously kayfabe. But it's great. It just fits. It builds more. It builds his character more entirely. It's such a shame.
Cody Rhodes saw it. Cody Rhodes saw that footage and thought that he was doing a wonderful job of being a babyface.
It's a shame as well, man, because I genuinely think that I really felt like maybe there was a chance that him and CM Punk were going to wrestle towards the end of the year. There's just all these hints being dropped by both of them. I'm not sure how bad the injury is. I mean, obviously his health is the most important thing, but from a selfish Mark point of view, half the reason why I started watching New Japan was because Will Ospreay went there. Not that I watch a hell of a lot of it, but when I do, the main draw for me is Will Ospreay. So it's a shame that. It's a shame when anyone gets injured, but especially someone as talented as Will. So hopefully he's back as soon as possible.
And this probably doesn't need a huge thing, but Ray Fenix is also injured and off Double or Nothing due to those injuries, which is disappointing.
Oh, I hadn't heard that. That's
So there's no news on severity or anything. So hopefully it's just a little few niggling things, and he'll be back.
Ricky Starks has got a neck injury as well, which is keeping him out of the ring. He's on TV, but he won't be wrestling for the next 2 to 3 months.
This is going to be, in my opinion, on Ricky Starks, this is going to be the star-making. This is the beginning of Ricky Starks being The Rock. It's like how Stone Cold was injured and, basically created this character in ECW of Stone Cold Steve. Oh, sorry, stole the character from Sandman. But he got used to, doing these things while he was injured. Ricky Starks is such a charismatic human being.
You mean Sandman Steve Austin?
Sandman Steve Austin, yes.
Eventually, Steve Austin's going to fly to Melbourne, beat the shit out of me.
That's why you live on 2 Gibbs Road.
Yeah, I live on 2 Gibson Road, Doctorville. What else has been happening?
Well, this is one that I put down just because I wanted you to I want to hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah.
Guy you've been a big fan of, Velveteen Dream, has been fired by the WWE.
Yeah.
Go.
Oh, well, supposedly, he had some heat with some wrestlers backstage. So he should have been fired. And also the reams and reams of evidence of him sending fucking disgusting messages and photos to underage boys. But, Hunter couldn't find that, supposedly. Anyway, it's weird. It is interesting because, well, I think it kind of came up on the podcast because we were talking about like releases. Like there'd been another round of releases, which seems to happen the week of WrestleMania. Now every
Yes.
year it's like another fucking paper. They should turn it into another pay-per-view event. See who's going to be released.
WrestleMania release after WrestleMania.
Yeah,
Backlash.
WrestleMania's release lash or whatever. And again, it was so a whole raft of names had been released, and Velveteen Dream was not one of them. And it was just kind of really surprising to me that like because he's not being used either. Like whatever the reason is, like even you put all the reasons to one side, he just wasn't being used by the company. And it's been really interesting. Obviously, I follow this pretty closely because I just it fascinates me how WWE can twist themselves into knots to try and justify things when there's money involved. And Velveteen Dream's money, so I can understand them trying to hold on to him for as long as possible. But now that he's been released, there's all these other stories that have come out as that he's completely unprofessional and he had a huge amount of heat backstage. But to me, if I'm being really sort of flat earther about this kind of stuff, that sounds like stories that have been released by WWE to try and cover up what the very obvious and well-known reason as to why the Velveteen Dream has not been on TV properly for basically a year and a half.
I'm looking forward to AEW signing him and it becoming the Red Velveteen Dream as a tag team.
I was thinking about that during the week of like which promotion doesn't give a fuck and would pick him up, but I just don't. I can't see.
Yeah,
I can't see
he's
anyone.
done.
I can't see anyone.
I think this
picking
is,
him up.
which is weird because watching him early on when he was North American champion, when he was chasing that belt as well, I would have absolutely bet on one day he is main eventing a WrestleMania.
Oh, absolutely. He's a star. He had all the ability to be, from the time I saw him, I was like, I don't really understand what this gimmick is. I think he's Prince. He's half Macho Man, half Prince. Is that what's happening here? I don't. But he's also like ridiculously charismatic and good looking guy and like big as well. He's a big dude. So I was just counting down the days, waiting for Vince to like pull him up to the main roster and then put him in a tag team with one of the Viking Raiders. But but anyway, it's a shame, man. It's a shame because he had all the fucking potential in the world, and and like JBL used to talk about, like if you could build a wrestler from the ground up, it would be Randy Orton. And I don't disagree with that, with the way Randy looks, but I think if WWE could build a wrestler from the ground up, it would be fucking Velveteen Dream, right? He had all these elements of like Macho Man, the Rock, like mixed in with like Prince and popular culture and like weirdness, and he was more sports entertainer than wrestler. And anyway, it's a shame, man. But I think the correct thing has happened for everybody in the end. There's been a couple of WWE people who've come out and said that like he needs help, like he needs emotional help. Well, he needs help with his mental health. So hopefully he can go and get that and work himself out. And maybe one day, wrestling's a fucking weird profession, man. Maybe one day he comes back but who knows? Who knows? But I think this will probably be the last time we ever talk about him.
I think that's unfortunately probably right. In more positive news, this is just sort of Impact were in contract talks with Chelsea Green this past week, but but Meltzer says, but as best we know, no deal was closed at press time. So I want to see Chelsea in AEW because that's what I want to see I want to see everyone that I like. Yeah. But I'd be more than happy to see her in Impact as well.
Yeah, man. I get the feeling that Samoa Joe and Chelsea Green will show up at Slammiversary. I'm pretty almost certain of that. Just feels like
I hope they.
Did you hear the rumors and see the things about Daniel Bryan going to Impact during the week?
No.
There was another one of those Slammiversary ads, and there was a little subliminal. I don't even know how people pick up on this shit, man, but like it's amazing that they do. There was a little subliminal sign in it that had the word yes with an exclamation mark next to it.
Oh. That's I mean, look, that would that would certainly be very strange.
Does Daniel have, because all I really know about Daniel is having read his book. And like he has friends in the industry, like Cesaro is one, William Regal is another one. But is there anyone at Impact that we know of that's like a friend of his that would make him want to go, that would make him go to Impact? Like,
I genuinely don't know. Genuinely, I couldn't think of anyone in particular. Like, you know, I haven't read the book. I don't know that much about him as a person.
yeah, it's bizarre. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen, but it was just a little thing that popped up on Twitter yesterday where it was like, Daniel Bryan Impact ? Like, no, would be pretty amazing if he did.
Oh, it would be absolutely bizarre. It would be.
I mean, the terms of his contract, he can kind of wrestle anywhere. So it could just be a one-off Slammiversary thing where he shows up at Slammiversary and just...
I mean, I hope that doesn't happen. Both Samoa Joe and Daniel Bryan, the next time I want to see them is in big Impact Wrestling or Bryan I'd be happy to see in New Japan as well. But Samoa Joe, I don't want to. I want him to be off TV and then bang, he's in Dynamite. And you know,
and Daniel Bryan just showing up for Slammiversary doesn't help Impact at all because no one knows that he's going to be there, and then he's not there the next night, so to speak. He's not on Impact during the week, so. Anyway.
I mean, like Samoa Joe could essentially be Taz with the ability to do physical things sometimes. Anyway. We've gone into this before, and the other thing I guess is that Moose has denied re-signing with Impact.
Yeah,
it's always a good sign when someone wrestling for your title is denying having re-signed with you.
Well, it's because Meltzer came out and said that he had.
So he probably has. Let's be honest.
Yeah, he said that he had, and then like he like replied to the tweet saying, "No, I haven't." So
you'd think Moose would be getting big interest from WWE in particular.
Yeah, that's it. Everyone seems to be of the same opinion. We've been saying that for a couple of weeks. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, they signed everyone else. So, you know, he seems to be a Vince, like just looking at him, he's a Vince guy. But anyway, we'll see. There's really, with these kind of things, there isn't really anything else to say until it's been done. The only thing I've got to add news-wise is that Kenny Omega and Andrade has been announced for TripleMania for the Mega Championship match. And I actually just watched an Andrade promo that he did during the week for AAA.
I've watched this too.
Fuck, man, from his hometown where he shows like fuck, he's a star. He's such a star. He was, and he's doing the promo in Spanish. Doesn't matter. I'm like hooked. I'm in. He's speaking in another language, and I'm like, I just want to see more of this guy. Fuck, he's so good. He's so good. He's even better. He's better in Spanish than he is in English. Like, I can't. If someone can tell me how I can watch like AAA in Australia, legally or illegally, can you please tell me how to do it? I can't. I don't. I really want to get into it, and there's literally no way to do it. They're not on Fight. They don't have their own streaming service. It's impossible. But anyway, that's that's it. Do we want to talk about Dynamite, or do we just want to do the draft? Because Dynamite was good.
Look, Dynamite was fine. I think there's only one thing I really want to talk about that's notable from this.
Dean Malenko being on?
I mean, yes, that was awesome, and a reference to the Man of 1,004 Holds, which is one of obviously the all-time great promos.
Yeah, man, I loved
it. This Cody Anthony Ogogo thing, I watched. There's a promo on Dark with Anthony Ogogo in which he explains why he hates America. with such compelling reasons as you basically let people die if they can't afford healthcare. Like he is making. I don't think he said a single thing that wasn't absolutely true and really problematic. And then they go into the fact that the guy is 78% blind in one eye, is an Olympic hero, and had to retire from boxing due to the blindness and worked really hard to get back there. This guy is the biggest baby face. It is outrageous. The only thing he does that's heelish is doesn't like Cody Rhodes, which makes me a heel. Cody came out draped in a fucking American flag. Anthony Ogogo, when he picked up the American flag, I'm like, oh, he's going to like spit on it or like wipe the blood off his face with it. He just looked at it and threw it back to Cody. That's a face thing to do.
Yeah.
This is absurd. This is a terrible, terrible storyline. We didn't need to see Austin Gunn wrestle for 3 minutes.
No, but whoa, hang on. Anthony Ogogo beat the living shit out of Austin Gunn. So I was into that.
I didn't like that they made, first of all, like really, if they were going to do this match, they should have just had him punch Austin Gunn in the stomach and Austin Gunn be fucked. Austin Gunn doesn't need to be like this sympathetic hero who's trying to climb up Anthony Ogogo. Like we don't know anything about Austin Gunn other than 26 years ago, Billy Gunn had sex with Austin Gunn's mum. That's all we know. It says it on the back of his tights. The son of a gun.
The positive is that they're sticking with what I do like about all of this, and I agree with everything that you've said so far. There's a part of me that's like, man, this is so fucking dumb. We've just got to hang in for another week and a half, and then it'll be gone. But I do like the fact that they're sticking with Ogogo's gut punch being a fucking kill shot. I do like that. Like that is, it's not killing my trust in AEW because the tenets of wrestling are still being abided by in the fact of like, a finisher is a finisher and blah, blah, blah. But this, I mean, we've said this is all about Cody Rhodes being fucking turning slowly into Rocky so he can wrestle Miro for the TNT championship. And poor Anthony Ogogo's just sort of caught up in the middle of it, being like, you're the other foreigner that we have on the roster. So you've got to fucking, help Cody lean into this fucking. I gotta say, Cody's jacket, the American Nightmare / Dream jacket, is fucking sick.
I hate it so much. I hate that kind of American.
I love it. It needs a fucking wolf's face on it.
The thing I can't handle is, I just think he is. I agree with you. It doesn't ruin my trust in AEW. What it means is I know going into an episode of Dynamite that there is going to be 5 to 10 minutes of that show that genuinely doesn't speak to me, and I suspect doesn't actually speak to anyone who's interested in professional wrestling. And whether it's Cody announcing the gender of his baby, or Cody being in a American Rocky. It's like he's just seen Rocky 4. Is it Rocky 4? Rocky 3?
It's Rocky 4.
Rocky 4, which is a great movie. But Anthony Ogogo is not.
It's a great film clip.
Anthony Ogogo
is not. That film is
Ivan
about 78% montage. Montage.
Well, I wish this was significantly more. I wish this was 78% AEW dark. Anyway,
I think
that's all I wanted.
Yeah, I know. I'm being super positive about this when I probably should be harsher on it. I like Anthony Ogogo. I think that's probably why I'm not as harsh towards it as other people are, because I'm enjoying his work. I think he's got real potential. So
yeah,
I feel like I'm probably concentrating more on that than I am on Cody, because I'm like, Cody's fucking being Cody, whatever. Like it doesn't, it doesn't upset me as much, even though everything that you're saying is 100% correct. And I agree with you. For some reason, it's just not driving me as insane as some other things do, like Jim Ross's commentary, for example, or whatever. If it goes any further than Double or Nothing, then I'll start to really jump onto the bandwagon of beating the shit out of this thing. But, I mean, I think that Cody gimmick is here to stay. I think this is Like, genuinely, he'll move straight into Miro.
I think that's almost certainly right. But God, it's bad.
There were 2 women's matches on this episode of Dynamite.
There were. This is a shock.
I was really into it. It was good to see some women's storytelling happening in the first hour of Dynamite between Reba, don't call her Rebel, or Rebel, don't call her Reba. I can never remember which way it goes.
It's Rebel, don't call her Reba.
Yeah, against Sheeta. And then there was a really good match for the NWA Championship, which, what the fuck is going on with NWA, man? Anyway, Serena Deep, this is genuinely, can someone please explain to me what the fuck is the relationship between NWA and AEW? But anyway, the NWA match, championship match between Serena Deeb and Red Velvet was really good. Good. Do this every week. So easy. It's 10 minutes out of 2 hours. You know what I mean? Or 20 minutes out of 2 hours. Just have 2 women's matches. If you do that, TK, everyone will shut the fuck up. I promise you.
Yeah. And there was a Jade Cargill promo.
Yeah.
They did some good storytelling with the women this week, which is great.
Dude, whoever he is who's doing the managerial stuff with Jade Cargill is good.
Yeah, it was interesting because I saw him and I'm like, who the fuck is this?
That's the lawyer
But they make the whole point of, like, she's like, who the fuck's that? Like, who is this guy?
Well, that was good storytelling as well, because everyone else is thinking the same thing while they're watching the show. But he's funny. He's funny. He's quick. Like, he's good, man. Like, get more managers in wrestling. I can't stress that enough. More factions, more managers, more spooky bollocks. Where's Abaddon? Where's Abaddon, goddammit?
I believe she was a lumberjack in WWE this week.
She would have fucking killed those zombies, man. It is pretty hypocritical that I love Abaddon. I don't love that zombie lumberjack match in WWE.
I genuinely don't care about this lumberjack thing. So this has happened since we've last recorded. WWE WrestleMania Backlash, Morrison and Miz.
We didn't talk about this on the last episode? No, it hadn't happened yet.
No. Anyway, I didn't watch it because I don't watch WWE.
It was genuinely terrible. It was really bad.
Garbage. It's a stupid idea, but that said, it's absolutely nowhere near the worst thing I've ever heard about or seen in wrestling.
No. It was just the fact that it was all I'm saying is it was completely unearned. And for a company who were taking pot shots at, like, what annoyed me, right, was that from a company who were taking really big pot shots at AEW the week before about Chris's fucking bump off the cage, within 4 days, they go and do this shit. You know what I mean? And then, like, their excuse is, well, we got paid to do it. You know, that's not an excuse. Just stay in your lane, WWE. Is it the worst thing I've seen on WWE? Absolutely not. The week before, I saw that fucking the New Day throwing tomatoes at fucking Elias and the racist dude, whatever his fucking name is. So
it's McMahon.
No, but the striker, is it? Is that the guy who, like,
the guy that was in TNA, the Forgotten Sons.
But like legitimately went full fucking QAnon during the lockdown and, like, got fired for a bit. But then Vince must have read his Twitter feed and was like, that's the kind of American ingenuity that we want on the show. Anyway, I just thought it was hilariously ironic that the company that spent, a good 4 or 5 days digging the fucking boots into AEW as hard as they could, their response booking wise was to have a bunch of zombies who were just hanging out in a room, by the way. Like, John Morrison opened a door to a room and then all these zombies came out into the arena. Who put the zombies there? Dave Bautista?
Yeah.
But then someone tweeted at him and said, why'd you put all the zombies in the thing? And he was like, I didn't do that. I didn't book that shit.
Well, then I guess it's a mystery. Hopefully someone will solve it.
They still haven't explained what happened with AJ at the fucking with the Undertaker cinematic match.
Oh,
what do you mean?
He died. This is all a fever dream. Everything now is all a fever dream. The
Undertaker killed AJ Styles, or at least put him in a fucking grave. right?
AJ Styles is not the first person to be buried alive and come back in wrestling.
The obvious thing is that the Good Brothers dug him out when they came to, but just have one line in a promo. Thank God the Good Brothers there to save me. They haven't said shit.
Yeah, no one's ever said that before.
Anyway, let's get into this draft, man.
Oh, thank God. So due to the fact that I had to move recording 72 times, you've got the first pick, which makes me feel very, very nervous.
No. I don't know if that's fair because I was just being a smarter. I was trying to make you feel bad. So I'll flip my phone. So face side.
All right. Well, you at least get to pick what side you want it to land.
I'll pick the Samsung side.
Okay.
Yep.
This episode is sponsored by Samsung.
It's face. You get first pick.
All right. John Moxley.
Oh, is someone keeping a? Are you keeping a tab of it? Yeah, I thought you might.
Yeah.
I want the listeners to know that we've been talking about this for a week, and both of us are excited. But Matt's been like building spreadsheets and blah blah, and I was like, I'm just going to use the force, baby. See what happens. It's like it's such a. I feel like it's such a good. It shows who we are, how we go about attacking problems.
You are fucking killing me by not making your first pick right now. I've been so excited for this.
It's Adam Page.
Ooh, that was not my second pick.
No, I've been saying for a year that you could build a company around Hangman Page and that he is the best of the young talent. He's not my favorite. I have weird fucking favorites, as everyone knows who listens to this podcast. And you said that I couldn't fucking pick Warhorse, who would have been my number one pick. But yeah, I'm going with Adam Hangman Page.
So on my draft board now, I have a wrestler sitting there that I feel like you're not going to take. And I feel like if I don't take the person who's after them, who's now second on my draft board, I will regret this. So I'm going to take a risk, a real risk, and I'm going to take MJF.
Oh, fuck. That's good.
What do you got?
I should have written down a list so people didn't have to listen to me and ah. I am gonna pick Orange Cassidy.
Good choice. But you've left me my third pick.
So excited. Yeah, go.
The Doctor, Britt Baker, DMD, who was number 2 on my draft board. Very happy to have. Now I've got the first 3 on my draft board. I've got number 4 being Hangman Page.
I am going to pick Ricky Starks as my third pick.
That's a great pick.
Thanks, man.
you are. We should have swapped shows because you really have this young upstart show, whereas I'm at 10 p.m. on a Friday night with the biggest stars in the company.
Well, I'm always banging on about like they should push the young talent, so I'm trying to be consistent.
All right. Oh, I'm gonna go Kenny Omega.
Fuck. You're picking really the best wrestlers. Okay.
You're going Joey Janela, just admit it.
No, I do love Joey, but I'm not. He's not my fourth pick. Fourth pick is the Young Bucks.
Ooh. The first tag team taken. Number 5, I'm going to take... Oh, God, this is hard. I'm going to take the Lucha Bros.
Fuck. Oh, Oh man. All right. I'm gonna take FTR.
Ooh. All right, so let's just have a bit of a recap after our first 5 picks. So Dynamite, your show, has Adam Page, Orange Cassidy, Ricky Starks, the Young Bucks, and FTR. Rampage,
Pretty good.
it's pretty good. Rampage, my show, has John Moxley, MJF, Britt Baker, Kenny Omega, and the Lucha Bros.
Yeah, fuck. I think I think you might have a bit more star power.
Well, but
on your show than mine.
You in 5 years though might be.
Yeah, no one will ever watch. Yeah, no one will watch anything but Dynamite in 3 years' time. All right, next.
All right. I think I got to do it. I'm leaving someone on the draft board here because I think that I can get away with doing it. I'm going to take Miro.
Oh, fuck. All right.
It's Joey Janela time.
You've got all the belts. Oh, I've got the tag team belts on. I'll just do what Vince does and create my own fucking belt.
the Damien
the Northern Hemisphere Championship or some bullshit. All right. Oh fuck! There's still so many good wrestlers that I want. There's a part of me that wants to pick like an older dude to try and balance out how young, the show is.
Well, there's some
if I'm doing that, I can't go past Chris Jericho.
That was my next pick.
You can't, right? And he's still probably the biggest star on the.
Yeah, it's between him and Moxley. I think it's very hard to. Well, I think Jericho's obviously has the greatest career. Whew. All right. I'm going to take Eddie Kingston.
That's probably fair.
I know it's a bit of a. It might be too high, but he is probably my favorite thing to watch.
On his promo work alone, he's a top 10 pick.
Him stealing the shoes of the Young Bucks is one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
I know, right? As someone who grew up on the outskirts of Melbourne, I was like, "Yep, that feels real."
And
I'm really torn between 2 wrestlers on the next pick. Oh fuck! And then I just thought of someone. I just thought of another pick as well. Darby Allin.
Ooh, that's a very good choice.
Well, he's got brand recognition already. Kids love him.
He's a star.
It seems to be the kids are either into Darby Allin or Orange Cassidy, which makes sense. But I don't know. I have this weird, not love-hate relationship with Darby, but there are times where I'm really into him, and then there's other times where I'm like, I don't know. But anyway, I've put all of that aside, and welcome to Dynamite.
I'm gonna take the Jurassic Express.
Fuck.
My draft board is now falling. My draft board is now falling apart because I'm skipping people. I'm making assumptions on who you'll choose.
Okay, how many have we got each? We've got 15 picks each, right?
Yep. So you're up to 7. This is your 8th pick.
All right. I need to. I feel bad that it's gone this far without me picking a lady wrestler. Anyone who listens to the show knows who I'm going to pick. It's Rebel. No, it's Thunder Rosa.
Thunder Rosa, who technically doesn't fit our rules, but I'm going to allow you to have a slight bet.
Because she's not AEW.
But I think appearing on.
I know.
No. Thunder Rosa
I'll take it back.
No.
I'll take it back. Chris Statlander.
Well, then I'm going to take Thunder Rosa.
Come on, man. That's not.
Are you sure you want Chris Statlander?
Well, no.
You're allowed to have Thunder Rosa. That's it. Right, she's absolutely.
Then I want Thunder Rosa. Then.
Yeah, because like if we're making that rule, then I would absolutely have just taken Thunder Rosa. I'm gonna take Pac.
That's a good pick. I thought of him earlier, actually, and then kind of forgot he existed. So well done.
He's a guy who could be world champion. He's great. Everything he does is great.
Yeah, he's really good. His promo this week, I was only 30 seconds, but it was legitimately like standing out of the front of the Elite's dressing room, just being like, where are they? I'll kill them, like
he's phenomenal.
He's really believable. I am going to, because I want a strong tag team division on Dynamite. You obviously are the Vince McMahon of AEW and don't care about the tag team division.
Just like to make money.
So I'm I'm going to pick the Acclaimed.
Oh, I'm shocked you didn't pick the Best Friends. The Acclaimed. I just two things on. This is actually a nice way to discuss the show this week. His rap this week was saying that Eddie Kingston looked like a pack of Newport cigarettes, and John Moxley and Eddie Kingston being like, "Yeah, that's right."
John Moxley looks at Eddie like, "Yeah, he's got you there, man."
And then referring to John Moxley's wife's podcast, and then Anthony Bowen stepping in the ring, and this is good storytelling because they have. I've spent weeks being like, why doesn't someone just punch them before he does his like big hype man thing? And then they finally paid it off, and it was like if that was a full stadium, the pop would have been enormous. It was wonderful, and they're the perfect characters to do it.
The little promo beforehand between John and Eddie, where John's like, "Oh, these guys are meant to be good. Are they good? I don't know. Have you seen them?" And then Eddie Kingston's like, "They're rappers." And Mox is like, rappers? Like, well, one's a rapper and his friend. Was genuinely fucking funny. Like, genuinely so, like, fuck, man. God, I sound like such an AEW fanboy, but it's moments like that where I'm like, I'm so thankful this exists. Because I wouldn't be watching wrestling anymore. Like, I just wouldn't. I wouldn't be doing the podcast. I wouldn't be. Because if WWE was my only option, and it wouldn't have even been a big, I'm not watching this anymore. It just would have been like, life's short, man. I'm already halfway through it. I can't sit around just watching this shit. Maybe I would watch the occasional SmackDown to see Roman Reigns or whatever. But
did you like?
It's those moments where I'm like, oh god, this is so good.
Do you like the new the Punk Wild thing?
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring. I thought that Wild thing was going to stick around as a song. It's a much better version as well. It suits Mox so much better. Although there seems to be this thing of like the tag teams called the Wild Things. That's like the tag team name that might be floating around.
That makes sense. I really like them as a tag team. Like, I think it's just a really great way to not have, like, how do you not have Mox at the top of the card, which I hated when he was, but it's so much more interesting to just have him hanging out with Eddie Kingston.
Yeah, that was a little strange, you hating Mox's title run so much. But anyway, seeing he was your number one draft pick as well.
Well, I think he's the biggest star, and he's got the biggest future ahead of him. Anyway, let's go to my number 10 pick. I'm going to go with Santana and Ortiz.
Oh, that's good. Fuck, that's good. They're really good, man. They might be the most underrated.
Yeah, they're fantastic
guys on the roster. Yeah, there's been some rumors floated. It really feels like the backlash that people got about going after Jericho's spot has really stuck in a lot of YouTube channels' claws, and they AEW isn't getting the almost universal pats on the back that they were getting 6 months ago from the dirt sheets and stuff. There's a lot of people who have like, it feels like there's a few YouTube channels that are going after AEW now, because it's just like every video is like, Cody's not talking to the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. FTR aren't happy with the state of the tag team division. The female wrestlers are unhappy. Blah 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 blah. Just a lot of that kind of shit floating around, which wasn't previously. Okay, so Santana and Ortiz, that, my friend, you have left me other best friends, which is who I'm going to take next. I'm taking all the tag teams.
Yeah, this is a your payroll's going to be enormous. All right,
It's
so
the biggest show, and it's 2 hours.
we're at 10 minutes. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to fit my roster into an hour. Although, anyway. Dynamite has Adam Page, Orange Cassidy, Ricky Starks, the Young Bucks, FTR, Chris Jericho, Darby Allin, Thunder Rosa, the Acclaimed, and the Best Friends. Rampage
Pretty
has
good.
John Moxley, MJF, Britt Baker, Kenny Omega, the Lucha Bros, Miro, Eddie Kingston, the Jurassic Express, Park, and Santana and Ortiz. We're now on the pointy end.
Pretty good as well.
It's pretty fucking good. I've got to say for myself, I'm feeling pretty good about this.
I'm feeling you've spent 37 hours this week working out. Who are you going to take? Yeah, it's pretty good.
I've been sitting on this one, and I've just assumed that you weren't.
I think I know who you're going to pick.
The Machine, Brian Cage.
Oh, fuck. Good. No, that's a good pick. Well done.
What do you got?
Well, I can't believe he's lasted this long. I'm going to pick Sammy Guevara.
He's still far down on my list. I have 4 people ahead of him, but he is like obviously someone that, is on the Ricky Starks trajectory of being, one of the best talents in professional wrestling.
Well, that would be one of the first feuds I would try and book is Ricky Starks versus Sammy Guevara.
Yep,
Sammy's the baby face and Ricky Starks is the heel.
It's a damn good feud. I'm going to take a young blue chipper myself. I'm going to take Ethan Page.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you.
That is good. Okay.
Just take the hybrid too. You know you want to.
I kind of do want to. Oh, I'm going to take Cody Rhodes.
This is actually this is a bit of a shock, and I didn't do this on purpose. Cody's not on my draft board of my 30, and that is very clearly a mistake when you see that the fact that the hybrid 2 actually are on my draft board somewhere.
I like the hybrid too, but Cody, man, come on, he's got him.
That's
neither of us drafted him. He's on fucking Dark Elevation every week.
That says a lot about how much we're enjoying Cody Rhodes, is that we literally got to the 24th pick of the draft.
I'm sorry, Cody. I've been trying to stick up for you, man, but the fucking numbers don't lie. You barely got drafted.
All right. I'm going to take okay. I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the Butcher and the Blade. 1 pick after Cody Rhodes. My guys. Oh, shit. I just realized we only have 1 pick left. All right. Let's go.
No, that's not right.
Oh, no. We got 2 more picks. Phew.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all right. We're all good.
My next pick. This is so. I hope this is good podcasting because I'm having so much fun doing this. I need to pick someone who, outside of Jericho, is going to add some gravitas, some familiarity to new viewers.
You're picking Jim Ross.
I'm putting my differences with good old JR aside, and I'm getting him back in the ring.
All right, locked it in. It's done.
Nah, man, Christian Cage.
Oh, and also not on my draft board.
Really?
Which, once again, is a bit of a. That's probably a.
I'm not saying he's. I'm not saying Christian Cage is a number 1 draft pick, but it's Christian, man. Like, it's a pretty he looks great. He's still wrestling well.
Yeah, he looks. His
promo. He's so good on the mic, man.
I'm not enjoying him on the mic at all. In fact,
he's great.
All right. Well, I'm going to take Big Swole.
Oh, that's good.
Swole.
I'm going to take Chris Statlander.
That was going to be my last pick, but that's okay. You can have her. My last pick is going to be, because I think you need to have a little bit of everything on a wrestling show, I'm going to take John Silver.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, Dark Order. Can I pick the whole of the Dark Order?
I mean, you can pick Evil Uno and Stu Grayson, or you can.
Yeah, no, I don't. No, that's. Why don't you just take John Silver and his little mate?
No, I'm good
You
with
get
John
both
Silver.
of them I don't. The guy that I want to pick next, I think people will be like, "Are you fucking serious?" There's someone else I want to pick as well.
This is your last pick.
Yeah, I know. Can I form a tag team?
Yes, why not?
Okay. So I'd like to introduce to Dynamite the new tag team of Kip Sabian and Colt Cabana.
Oh, God. I'm happy that I let you have that one because I think my show's
fuck
better
no!
than yours.
I want to get rid. No. I want to get rid of that. I want to get rid of that.
What? What do you got?
Oh, actually, no. I do want to. I'm going to keep that. I'm going to keep that.
What were you considering dropping?
I just remembered Sting exists, and I thought that would be good for. But he doesn't. He is going to wrestle though.
Well, you've got
no. I don't want Sting.
You've got Kip Sabian instead of Sting.
I'm going to get no. That's ridiculous. I'm getting Sting. I'm getting Sting.
And you've got Darby Allin, so that storyline can continue. All right, so we've the Damien's Dynamite.
I almost picked Kip Sabian over Sting. I just think there is a lot of upside for Kip Sabian. I think Kip Sabian has the ability to be a really fucking good shit-eating heel. But
in other terms, you picked a 60-year-old man over Kip Sabian in the end.
Yeah, but it is Sting. And people are going to see Sting, and if you use him well, which I feel like AEW kind of have been sort of.
Well, except for I think it's weird that he hangs around with his son all the time. Although every dad in AEW just spends time with their kid. Daz is doing it.
That's true. The guns.
Cody's clearly like fighting for his unborn daughter's honor.
Yeah. I like our man, I didn't pick Tay Conti. Yeah. I like our character for Sting as just sort of being like the moral arbiter that comes out and
that's what they should have done.
I mean, you don't want him flying from the ceiling or anything like that, but just like when he sees something that's wrong or he doesn't like,
but that was
and sometimes he's not a face, sometimes he like.
That was the best of the WCW Sting, the year where he sat in the rafters and every time people needed bailing out, he came down, but he wasn't easily aligned to anyone other than the right. And by the right, I mean, right and wrong, he's not like a Trump guy, as far as I know. All right, this is your show. This is Damien's Dynamite. You got Adam Page, Orange Cassidy, Ricky Starks, the Young Bucks, FTR, Chris Jericho, Darby Allin, Thunder Rosa, The Acclaimed, The Best Friends, Sammy Guevara, Cody Rhodes, Christian Cage, Chris Statlander, and Sting, or Stong, as he's known. And this really does speak to the depth of the AEW roster, because this is actually outrageous that you could legitimately draft two shows. And my show is Jon Moxley, MJF, Britt Baker, Kenny Omega, the Lucha Bros, Miro, Eddie Kingston, Jurassic Express, Park, Santana and Ortiz, Brian Cage, Ethan Page, Butcher and the Blade, Big Swole, and John Silver.
They're both pretty good. They're both really good.
They're pretty good shows.
I mean, obviously you would need more wrestlers to come in there, but there's so many. There's another 4 hours of wrestling each week that AEW does.
Well, this is the thing. Like, really, you actually could do with. There's more than 15 wrestlers here.
I'm getting rid of Sting. Sorry, I'm getting rid of Sting, and I am putting in Brian Pillman Jr.
Whoa, he did have a good. He did have a good run on.
He looked great. Him and Griff Garrison both looked great, but the Bucks did a really good job of putting Brian Pillman over on the weekend. I really like the Varsity Blondes gimmick. Their little manager who's come along, I can't remember her name, but
Julia Hart.
Like managers. Julia Hart, who's got a touch of the who was the blonde girl who was like, God, she was valet in the 90s, and every teenage boy had a massive crush on her. Summer, was it?
Sunny.
No. Sunny. She reminded me of a young Sunny.
Oh. Well, I don't know whether that's
Not
a
as
compliment or an
sexual as
insult.
Sunny. I'm not, but just,
I think it's just good to have a heart with a Pillman.
Is she a heart? Like a...
I don't think so, but it's the name itself.
No, I get that. I just got super excited that she might have been Brett's daughter or something for a second.
No, sorry. Well, as far as I know, she might be.
Well, I don't care about her.
All right, man.
That was fun.
That was good.
We should do this all the time. Not all the time, but we should do this more often.
Seriously.
I wonder if we could do a WWE one and then try and book them into good shows.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea. Well, eventually at some point we should just do a bumper edition, 30 wrestlers each, any wrestler, create your own company.
Yeah, maybe we could do a mid-year thing of like, it's almost like calling out our best wrestlers for the year.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, we'll see you then.
Yeah, we'll do a PW Insider 500 top wrestlers of the year. Fucking hell, imagine the research going into that. All right, guys, we'll leave that there. I hope you kind of enjoyed this more laid back, fuck around of an episode. I did, so hopefully you guys did as well. Thank you for supporting us. The best way that you can help us out is just by telling a friend. If you all tell one friend, that doubles our listenership, and it's happy days. Subscribe to us. You'll get a WCW show, our ECW show. But until next time, brother friends, Pepe's dead.